Welcome to Guns and Gear Network, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in. Today we're going to take a look at a great budget-friendly training option for your AR. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. So let's take a look at this great alternative that you can buy, but really budget friendly. Give you an opportunity to train with an AR style rifle and get a little training in. It's also a great training tool for kids, trying to teach them safety and so forth. So shooter, load and make ready. Safety off. Shooter ready. Beep. Ceasefire. Ceasefire. Shooter ready. 2 on the left target, 2 on the right target. Beep. Double tap that last one. Shooter ready. 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Beep. Good job. Safety on. Alright guys, so there's just an example of shooting, and we're going to do a tabletop review and kind of explaining everything, but I just want to kind of give you a little up close personal look at utilizing it. We're in our backyard literally, so it's very safe, and we're going to take a look at how it functions and so forth on the tabletop. Stand by. Welcome back, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. So today we're going to take a look at a very budget friendly option for firearms training, and if you follow my channel any at all, I've done videos about airsoft in the past. I think it is an excellent training tool, and want to discuss a new option that I bought and wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to try to find a budget-friendly long gun AR-15 style rifle for training, and I got one in, and we have been testing with it, and it has done great, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So in the past I've done pistols. This right here is a Smith & Wesson clone, if you will, of a gas blowback. I've shown that in videos before too. Excellent way to train people, train yourself if you're learning, especially if you're trying to learn competition or faster drawing or whatever. This is a very safe way to do it. Just get you some safety glasses, some targets. It's good for force-on-force training. I've been using this type stuff, law enforcement, forever, back 20 plus years of utilizing airsoft. Now there's a couple different versions of airsoft. One is electric, which uses batteries, and one uses gas, either green gas or propane, if represented back here. I'm using propane. We'll discuss that here in a minute. So this is by Lancer Tactical, and this right here is their M4 version. And so this one is very budget friendly at about 160 bucks. I'll have a link in the section below in my Amazon. You can go to my Amazon store in the airsoft and training section of the store, and I will have this along with other things we're going to discuss in there. So this is a one-to-one replica. It functions exactly like your regular AR. If you watched the entry video of my son out back doing a little training, kind of showing you how that works, shooting some targets. We made those targets out of just some thin metal and some PVC, so it's representative of what we would see at a range shooting steel, and it actually has a report. You can hear it when it hits, so that's good feedback as far as training. They also make excellent scenario training for force-on-force, so I really like them for that also. So when I say this is one-to-one, it is pretty much exact. I went ahead and changed out 2 parts on it just to see how compatible it was with standard M4 parts. So I changed out the handguard. This right here is a real genuine M4 handguard with the heat shields inside. And then I changed out the rear, also the rear stock that is a 6-position adjustable stock, and that is for an M4. Now I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this is a standard buffer tube, I hadn't really measured it. I think this is mil spec, this is a commercial buffer tube, so you have a little bit of play. The ones that were on it when you buy it, they're okay. The quality's decent, especially for what it is and what you pay for it. But if you had some of these laying around, you could easily switch it out. It's going to come with an orange tip from when you order it. We've spray painted it black. I do that because I'm going to use this for a display gun in the Humvee. So anyway, we painted it black. You can leave it orange. Some state laws require them to be orange. Obviously, if you're going to paint them black, it needs to be used in a very controlled environment, just your backyard, that kind of thing. Understand that there are some safety precautions you need to follow with these. Some people go to the length of painting the handguards orange or whatever, and they actually make handguards that are blue, by the way, for to represent a training gun. So, but let's take a look at some basics, because people are going to ask, is it all metal? What is it? So, especially your airsoft guys. So, what's supposed to be polymer, rear stock, the pistol grip, and the front stock forend is going to be polymer, just like a regular AR. Now on this one, the lower and upper receiver are both polymer, which is not that uncommon anymore to see some polymer actual receivers that are real ARs. But this is polymer, upper and lower receiver. Handguard, carrying handle is metal. Buffer tube is metal. All your pins and safety trigger, magazine release, all that is metal. Your barrel and your A2 front sight is metal. Your ring here is metal. Your delta ring in the back is also metal. So all that stuff is metal. So I said castle nut, sorry. All that is metal. So I'm going to show you this. It does break down like an AR. It does have a 3-position, because it's airsoft, they want to kind of be cool with it. And so this does have a 3-position trigger or safety, where it is safe and fully automatic. So it does have that feature about it. See if I can get this thing to pop open real quick. If I can. Should have brought a punch, because these pins are kind of tight. Now, one thing about this one I noticed, it does break down like your regular AR. Even when I pulled the pin, it's captured. It would not open before, so just kind of, I had to pull mine completely out. But this bolt comes out just like your regular AR. And it looks very similar to an AR bolt. Actually, it has, the orange there, kind of as a safety thing. This is very heavy, actually, and it's kind of similar quality to a regular AR charging handle. It goes back, if you look, it's got a place for your gas tube, which goes like this, and then you put it back just like that. Same thing with your spring. So it does have a buffer tube spring and all that you use. The hammer looks very similar, if you look. Like that. So I'll just give you an idea what it all looks like. Looks very similar to an AR on the inside. So what you're going to see is going to be familiar to you. One thing I will tell you, do not use regular gun oil of any kind. All you need is what's called silicone oil. You can either buy specific for airsoft or buy just regular silicone oil, 100% silicone oil off of Amazon. Sometimes it's cheaper because it's not labeled for airsoft. But let's put it back together. Same thing, just like a regular AR. Pin goes in, it's back together. Your magazine itself is going to be metal. This is where a lot of the weight comes from on these. This weighs as much or more than a fully loaded 30-round magazine. One thing I will tell you, this one does not have a drop-free mag. So if you push the button, nothing happens. You got to kind of pull it out. That's good and bad. It's bad for training because you can't practice magazine changes. However, I will say this, you could probably Dremel this out or file it out inside your mag well to make sure this is drop free. Here's the issue with that. Unlike a regular AR mag, this right here cannot stand to be dropped on a lot of surfaces. Even grass potentially could damage it. So if you're going to do that, and I've done this in the past with other gas blowback systems, is get it where it drops free so you can practice magazine changes. Just take you a big piece of cardboard box or some type of tub, put pillows in it, and then put that underneath where you're going to do your mag changes, and let your magazine fall into that tub with the foam or the pillows or some kind of cushion system that you're going to have so it doesn't damage your magazine. It's going to have Lancer Tactical right here. I've blacked mine out. It was in kind of a grayish white color. Again, all this up in here is metal. Your sling attachments are metal. So let's take a look. If you watched the video, this does have a last round bolt hold open. So the magazine is empty, so I just pull the bolt back. It's going to lock it to the rear. Dust cover closes just like a regular AR. Again, one-to-one function. Carry handle is removable, so if you want to run an optic on here, it removes just like any carry handle would remove. You just undo that, pull the handle off, and so forth. And then you can put your optic on there just like you would use on your weapon that you're trying to train with. So, all right, so I'm going to show you something. This thing does have recoil, and recoil is very similar to a 22 or an AR. It's about the same, to be honest with you. It's pretty close. So my son that was doing the video in the little training entry video, he was shooting it, and so he shot both, a 22 AR, 22s in general, and also he shoots ARs, obviously. And so I'm going to ask him, what is your opinion? Is the recoil kind of similar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly.
Yeah, I mean, the weird thing about recoil is when there's no sound involved, like an AR is pretty loud, well, that kind of, it kind of affects your effect or your perception of recoil sometimes. That mass explosion, boom, it's loud. But I'll show you some recoil on this one in particular. Let's go ahead and drop the bolt. Again, ping pong paddle, push it, it drops the bolt. And I'm going to hold it where it will not lock open. But you can see the gun. Can you see it recoil in there?
Yeah, you can definitely see it bouncing on the table.
Yeah, I mean, so that kind of gives you an idea. Bolt reciprocating to the rear. If I shot it now and I didn't hold, what I'm doing is holding this. Now I'm not holding it, so that represented the last shot being shot out of the rifle, and then of course it locks to the rear. So that's, again, training. It's one-to-one scenario situation of exactly what you would feel and the effects of everything with your real AR. So excellent training tool for sure when it comes to that. Let's go ahead and put it on safe real quick. All right, so you're going to get a few things in the box. You're going to get a cleaning rod. You're going to get a bag of BBs. I think I got a patch. Like a vinyl PVC type patch that said Lancer Tactical. You're not going to get, unfortunately, probably a loading tool, even though it says you're supposed to get one. I don't know what's up with the supplier of these, so if you don't get one of these, don't panic. You're just going to have to deal with it, because I think if you send the thing back to Amazon or wherever, you're going to wind up still not getting one of these. You're also not going to get a user manual. There's a few things you're not going to get, and I complained about it, and but it is what it is. I have these in my store. These are loading tools. I'm going to show you how to use these real quick. You can buy a single one for like $8 or $10 or something like that, or two of them for like 14. I opted to buy two of them. So you have two different kinds of BBs. You have white, and here's your BB. That's what it looks like. Simple, small 6mm BB. White or black. I recommend the black, and the reason is because the feet per second on this is about, let's call it 380, 420-ish, some kind of feet per second. So I can literally track this BB with my eyes as it goes out the barrel and hits the target or misses the target. I don't like it for training because I don't want somebody to use that as a crutch, tracking a BB. So if they shoot once, they can move the barrel over and realize what they just need to move it to the left. They need to realize what they've done wrong through the sight system and then do it. One thing I will tell you before we get into this real quick, before I forget, the barrel is not rifled, it is smooth. And so it has what's called hop up. It's underneath this handguard, and it's like a little thumb wheel you turn. I'm not going to take it apart on camera because it's kind of hard to put back together, but because this spring right here is pretty tight, to be honest with you. So anyway, just what it is, it's like a little rubber, they call it a bucking, and it goes, your BB goes on top of it, and what it does is cause the BB to spin, so it's kind of like throwing a fastball. So you can actually put it too much where it'll go up, or you can put it too little and it'll go down, the BB. So you want it just shooting flat and straight. That way you can use the white BBs that come with it to test that and kind of follow it away from your eye as it goes away and see if it stays straight. And it's going to fall down eventually just because it doesn't have a lot of power to it, and it's going to fall. But if it looks like it's actually coming downward or going up, then you need to make adjustment with your hop up. So, all right, got that out of the way before I forgot. So this is the black BBs, the white BBs. The way this works, you're going to buy these and they're going to come with these. They're going to come in two pieces. This and this. If you use just this, it's not going to work. You're going to have to use this, and it just snaps in the front here like that. And then you take this, and what I tell people is to hold it upside down like this and push down. And then you take this plunger here, and it shoots 4 BBs at a time. You can count them. I'll show you how to count them here in a minute. And then once it stops getting, it's kind of hard to do, you're probably going to have an extra, so don't drop it. You're going to have 2 extra. How you open it is right here. Drop your BB back in there. I highly suggest getting one of these. Makes it easier. Just put that there. Take your BBs. I'll show you real quick how I do mine. It doesn't take much to fill that little thing. But put that there. Grab you, a handful. And they're going to get stuck, so you might have to shake them down in there. If not, you're going to spill them everywhere, and they're kind of a pain when they get spilled all over your house or whatever. They're easy to drop. And then, if that is too much, dump some of them out, and because you can't close your lid, and that closes, so I'm good. All right, so let's count how many it pushes out every time. Oop. Oh. 4. 4 at a time is what it pushes into that magazine. So if you drop these and get them damaged or dirty, don't reuse them. I've seen people trying to reuse BBs. This right here is 5,000 rounds. It'll last you forever. That cost me, I don't know, 20 bucks, let's say. I think it was a little less than that, but let's call it $20. Again, it's in my store. You can find them. Don't buy cheap BBs. So they come in different weights. This is 0.25. 0.20s is kind of the standard. 0.25 is a compromise, and it goes up from there. So you want them seamless, you want them polished. They make little cheap ones that are a lot cheaper. They usually come in like a blue color, light blue, and different yellow maybe. You can find them at Walmart places. Don't buy those. They don't really do well, and they'll also damage your buckings because they have a seam around them, and that eventually will wear that little rubber bucking in your hop-up mechanism out a lot quicker. So again, don't forget your silicone oil only. When you're utilizing propane, so they call it green gas, is what they're supposed to use. Green gas is pretty expensive, even in buying it on Amazon and places. In the camping section, you can buy this, and then I recommend buying you one of these adapters also in my Amazon store. So when you do this, you get these, they're going to come with that little cap. Pull the cap off. Take this, and you're going to need, because the green gas specific for airsoft actually has silicone oil built into it. This does not. So what you need to do is put, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 drops down in this little section there. Take this cap, put it back on. For this particular magazine, the gas port is there. I always turn it upside down. You're going to spill gas out. It's just the way it is. And I just keep doing that until it starts kind of pushing out the end there. And as a matter of fact, if you look, that magazine's a little shiny. That means silicone came out, which is fine. That's actually good. It keeps everything lubricated and keeps your seals from drying out and all that. Do not push that little button back here. You'll damage it. Matter of fact, take your little silicone oil and drop back here in that section like this. because that's a seal that actually is the main function of this. If for some reason that you're trying to put gas into this and it keeps blowing out right here in particular and you can't get it filled, there's a little push tab that pushes down, and then this little nub here pushes in and out. Most likely it's stuck in the in position. Take you some needle nose pliers, take a small precision screwdriver, push down, get it past that little lip that's inside of there. It's hard to see on camera, but once you get to messing with it, you'll see what I'm talking about. And pull it back out, this piece, the little silver piece, back out with some needle nose pliers, and then fill it back up. That thing just got stuck, and it's stuck in the open position, which then is it's not gonna be able to fill. It keeps draining your gas out. But anyway, guys, kind of the little short of the video of airsoft and gas blowback systems. I think this is a perfect situation for somebody looking to train. It's a lot cheaper. Again, 5,000 rounds cost you like 20 bucks, 25 bucks, compared to you wouldn't get much training with $25 trying to go to a range. And if you live in an area, an urban environment, maybe where your restrictive covenants doesn't allow any kind of, you know, you can do this in your garage or basement's what I'm telling you, or definitely in your backyard, where not a lot of people could even say or do anything. Like I said, it's airsoft. It's technically classified, I guess, as a toy for the most part. But this right here, I don't have my scales here for some reason. It must be upstairs. I would weigh it for you, but it weighs a little less than a standard AR, but not a whole lot. And especially with the magazine in it. They make higher end ones. I have some of those in my store. They go as high as $400, and they pretty much weigh the same exactly as an AR. They're all metal, that sort of thing. For somebody getting started, I think something under $200 is ideal, and that's why I wanted to try it first for you guys before, you know, I wanted to make a recommendation, and I think this right here would work. But anyway, guys, if you got any questions, post those below. If you got any experience with utilizing these, especially as a training tool, be sure to chime in and give us that information and your feedback on that. That would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to check out the tack knives. They're one of our sponsors. They've got some great deals. You get 20% off with Gun 20. It was in the intro video. Shows you the coupon code. They also have a Labor Day sale coming up, so keep an eye on that. And my understanding is you can stack my coupon usually with any of their specials they have going on also. But anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. If you got any questions, post those below. Like, share, and subscribe. Bring another video shortly. Have a great day.